So I heard you've been trying to make cornrows like a pro. After watching this video, you will no longer need to go to the salon to make your cornrows. Cornrows or straight backs are one hairstyle that I recommend everybody learns how to do, and not just women but men as well. Not just because they are easy to do, but because they are one of the most essential hairstyles that you can make if you are looking for something quick, if you are looking for something protective, if you're looking for something cute, if you're looking for something that will give you variety and give you room to explore multiple ways to make your hair. You should definitely learn how to make cornrows, and I like to give a few basic pointers. One key step to learning how to make cornrows is learning three-strand braids. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make cornrows, and the focus of this tutorial is going to be parting the cornrows and starting the cornrows. Once you can master parting and starting, it's going to be very easy to add the hair to the section as you go to the back of your head or whatever side of your head you are braiding towards. So we're going to focus on two things: parting and starting, and I'm going to show you how to make regular cornrows, simple straight backs. Once you can do simple straight backs, from there you'll be able to carve your hair in whatever direction you want, but you must first learn how to do simple straight backs. So let's get into it. I personally believe the only reason people think making cornrows is hard is because they've not attempted to do it consistently for a certain period of time. Like other things, styling your own hair becomes easier the more you practice, and styles like cornrows are no different. So these are the things I'm going to use to do my hair. This is whipped shea butter. I always have some. I also have some leave-in and some hair oil. I have my spray bottle with water, and then I have my parting combs. The most important part of doing cornrows is how you start, and it's important as well that you learn how to part well before you start learning how to braid. Even if you just want to get into braiding and you start without learning how to part, if you want your braid, whatever the style may be, to look more professional, then your parts have to look neat as well. So try and make your parts as neat as possible. I've said this before in my videos. When it comes to the back of my head, I don't really pay attention to how the parts come out, as long as all the hair is going in the direction I want it to go at the back. I don't really care about the parts at the back because the volume of my hair is going to cover the back, but for the front I focus more on parting to make sure that it looks clean and professional. We are going to do the three-strand braid now, because you need to also know how to make a three-strand braid before you can grab all your hair for cornrows. For the three-strand braid, practice with a section of your hair, preferably in front, so that you can see what you're doing. You will divide that section of hair into three like this, and now this is where it's very important to note. Hold the first portion of the section of hair between your thumb and forefinger like this, so you can see that. Then transfer that portion to the middle of your first finger and your third finger. This will make it easy to overlap the portion on top of the second and third portions when you begin your braid. So also hold the third portion on the other side, not the middle portion, the third portion between your middle and ring finger. Then you will gently place the portions one over the other. By the time you hold each portion of hair like this, it's very easy to overlap them because your fingers automatically begin to crisscross. So repeat that a few times. Remember to keep your grip firm, especially at the root, so that you don't have puffy roots, to avoid your roots getting tangled. And now, after you have secured the roots with the method I just described, use your forefinger and hold each portion of hair and gently pass that portion over the previous portion. So just follow that technique. You are passing the portions over and under each other until you get to the end of your hair. Now, as you go towards your end, you can choose to end the section in twist. I like to end in twist so that when it's time to loosen each braid, it's easier compared to braiding the hair all the way to the very end. And then when it's time to loosen, I have to use a rat tail comb, which can cause split ends or just rip through my hair. And this is what the braid looks like at the end of the day. Remember, you need to repeat this or practice this several times in order to get it very professional. And now let's get into the cornrows themselves. And depending on the layout of the front of your hair, you can use the layout of the front of your hair to determine how you part your hair. Like you can see, I have a sort of angled hairline, which means when I want to part my hair, I just follow the angles or the corners of my hairline to get my part to be precise. So following the first corner, I'm just going to part from the beginning to the end. When it comes to parting, I start with wider sections in front, and as I get to the back of my head, the section becomes narrower to accommodate all my hair and to make sure that everything at the back is neat and even, and the sections of hair that I cornrow do not overlap or just hang out of the nape of my neck. I'm showing you guys how to do cornrows for very tiny sections. I will show you how to cornrow bigger sections too. But to begin braiding the small sections, divide the hair in front into three like this. Once you divide that hair into three, you're going to pass your fingers under each of the portions you've divided and then grab the hair on the opposite side of that portion. Let me repeat that. The section of hair is divided into three. You're going to grab one portion of the hair, pass your finger underneath the portion on the other side. For example, you are holding the portion on the right, pass your section underneath the left portion and grab the portion of hair on the left. You can even use your left hand to add hair to the right portion. Don't even think about the middle portion, just focus on working in twos. Yes, you divided the hair into three, but you're going to look at it as if you're working with just two portions, and naturally the middle portion always becomes either the right portion or the left portion, and you will end up with a cornrow that looks exactly like this. I didn't bother finishing this, but you get the idea. A little hack is work on stretched hair. My hair is shrunken here and I also didn't comb the section, but if you're just starting out or you want to get a smoother result, a neater result, you will need to start on stretched hair. So you can either blow dry your hair first, or you thread your hair to stretch it, or just do rope braids or rope twist or something, and you will have a better finish. And now for the bigger cornrows, remember I said you have to work with your headline. If your hair is angled, that will be better for a beginner, but if your hair is not angled, that's fine. Just divide your hair into equal portions in front depending on the number of sections you are going for. For me, I typically do 4 sections of cornrows, or 2 or 6 or 8. I like to do even numbers. Another thing I want to point out is the sections of hair on either sides of your head towards your ear are usually smaller than the middle sections. Let me speak for myself. I usually make the sections towards my ears smaller than the middle section. Middle sections always come out biggest and I like it that way. But here I'm dividing my hair into 4. You will also apply this technique for the rest of your hair. And for the section closest to my ear, divide the front of your hair into 3 like you did for the small cornrow. You can see I already passed my finger underneath the opposite section like I said, and I grabbed the other opposite section. If you want to make sure that the hair is very securely braided in front, that you don't want a brush effect, I couldn't find a picture for reference, but brush is when the start of your cornrow looks blunt, so it's almost as if you pushed the hair back and then started a little further from your hairline, as opposed to starting sharp from the beginning of your hairline and continuing that way to the end. You will have to braid that front of your hair that you grabbed several times before you start adding hair to each portion and finishing the cornrow towards the back of your head. So for the middle section that I'm about to braid, I'm going to show you how to braid from beginning to the end of the middle. Most times when people want to braid the middle of the hair, they use the middle to now learn how to balance the ends of the braids on both sides of the head. What I mean is, you know that the front of the hair is wider than the nape of the neck. When you part, you have to part in such a way that as you start your parting in front, your parts or your sections can begin wide, but as you get to the end of the hair, they become very narrow so that all of the sections can be accommodated at the nape of the neck to create a balanced and even look. Like this picture here, from this picture here. So I'm just going to attach pictures. You can see that there is no imbalance on any of these braids and the hair is not hanging around. Let me part it first so you guys can see. I'm going to go for a small part. Usually if you're going to be making your cornrows small, you will need to create that balance. And also if you want a perfect balance of your cornrow braids on your head, you want to make sure that your parting is also even. What I mean is, if you don't want to braid your hair and have one single braid running down the middle of the head, that's also okay if you want to do it that way. But if you don't want to do it that way, then you have to pay attention and make sure that you have one on either side from the direct middle of your head. So now I'm just going to clean up this part.
And this is what I mean. You can see the ending of my middle part looks very narrow and it ends right at the middle of the nape of my neck. So if I start from the middle, I will be able to balance out braiding or cornrowing the left and right sides of my head so that everything laps evenly and the back of the hair looks very neat after cornrowing. So to do the middle section, I'm just going to repeat the steps that I followed for the first section that I did close to my ear and the section I did when I parted the large section, and just cornrow my hair from the front all the way to the back. And this is how I ended the middle section. By the time I got to this point, my arms were aching and I just had to release my grip. But yes, you can make your cornrows this style, which is the fluffy style, or you can tighten your grip and make your cornrow smaller. Anyone works, and that's about it for this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.